Hey guys, good morning. I am full of energy and it is like 8 a.m. in the morning. Well, if I said a.m. then you know it's in the morning. Whatever. Anyways, today's video is going to be a little bit different. We're actually getting ready to take Nasim to school, but speaking of school, I wanted to tell y'all how our experience has been with Nasim since we transitioned from our early intervention program now to preschool. We've been at this for a little over a year and a half, and yeah, we have experienced some ups and downs, so I wanted to share that with y'all. Wanted to do this in a more sit down video, but couldn't do it, so I'm gonna take you through my day as I also share with you how this experience has been. Nasim is currently eating breakfast. Are you ready to go to school, Nasim? Yeah, good. Okay, so first of all, Nasim transitioned into preschool out of the early intervention program a month before his third birthday.
Yes, you all done?
You need to get your mouth clean.
Go get the wipes.
Thank you, Nasim. When he transitioned, we didn't really know how to feel. We were so ready. No, don't get me wrong. We were ready for him to go to school. I was like, oh my gosh, I get my time back. But what happened was when he transitioned, he had a bit of a hard time. Actually, no, let me take that back. I actually had a hard time. I cried on the first day.
How you feel? You alright?
I'm gonna be okay. Like a baby. And Nasim went into the classroom like a big boy. The second day I had to like drop him off and I had to fill out some paperwork, so I went back into the classroom. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm totally gonna mess things up. But when I went back into the classroom, he was like, hey, I'm sitting with my friends. And I was just like, okay, this is good. Woohoo! We in school. But then it all changed. Nasim, come, let's get your backpack. So I gave it a little bit of time. Here's your backpack, Nasim. And he started to cry gradually more and more as the days went on. And I was just like, okay, I don't know what's happening with my kid in this classroom, but I have to be more involved and intervene. So I asked the teacher if I could volunteer in the classroom or just observe him in the classroom. And she told me that I couldn't because all the other kids in the classroom had IEPs. We'll talk about IEPs in a second. I was like, well, my kid has an IEP too, so. Yeah, but she said, I wish that parents could volunteer. Her like supervisor.
Flipped the script and said, oh,
the supervisor. Yeah,
we can actually have you in the classroom if you want to come in there. You can observe.
So then that really changed things about how I felt about the school. Nasim, we're not doing iPad right now, or I always call this the iPad, but a tablet, because we gotta get ready to go to school and I gotta do your hair. Nasim, let's get your hair combed. Yes. Nasim has his hair done. He's in the car ready. Like I was saying, I liked the teacher, but my kid's feelings came first. So I took him out of school for about 3 weeks. During that 3 weeks, I was taking Nasim to the gym. He was like going in the child care there and then having a break from whatever was going on in the classroom.
And we were ready, completely ready to just stop having them go all together.
We had a meeting with like the supervisor, the principal, and the teacher, and I feel like we kind of got an understanding. So when he came back, he was like fresh and ready, and it was like a new start. So after that, he was doing really well. We finished out the school year, but then they flipped the script on us, y'all. Just to give y'all a brief, January of 19 he started preschool. Fall of 19, his first full school year, they switched the school on us. So Nasim was no longer going to a school that was like a more inclusive environment.
So they switched him to a school with children of all ages.
Of all ages.
But everyone has special
like
needs.
There's adults in the school. Don't get us wrong, the school is great, okay? But we don't feel like it was the right environment for Nasim. And we still don't. We just were kind of aggravated. They switched schools without like giving us a heads up. It's like, what? Nasim was placed in the most restrictive environment, and you're supposed to be given a chance to be in the least restrictive environment.
And if you can't thrive in the least restrictive environment,
then you go down the continuum.
Exactly.
Not you just start down and go up. It doesn't No, we want them to be in a general education classroom. Preschool is free for children in special education. They're given a free public education. 2, there is special services. So Nasim was to get physical therapy, speech therapy, and occupational therapy. Okay, y'all. The first 2 months, there was no speech therapist.
Like, oh,
the classroom had no toys.
And granted, that's not the teacher's fault. Nasim's teacher, what would have been his teacher, she quit, right? She quit and she took all of her stuff with her.
She took all her stuff,
so
which is cool.
they had to pull another teacher from somewhere else, which is awesome. We like this teacher, but she didn't have any resource. Well,
and the teachers that stayed, you can clearly see the difference. Their classrooms are fully equipped, and then his classroom is just like bare. But hold on, y'all. I gotta take Nasim into school.
You ready?
Time for school.
Bye-bye.
We're headed to drop Ahmad off. We were supposed to get an update on his placement January 6th. It is now February 11th.
Right.
I will call a meeting, but at this point, let me tell y'all what we did. We took it upon ourselves. Nasim is still in the same school. They told us that we needed to have him in there every day. We tried. Guess what? He didn't really make that much progress. So we took it upon ourselves to now have him in a different preschool 2 days a week. So he goes to a different preschool 2 days a week, and then he goes to the same preschool that he's been in that we're not really that happy with. We're gonna let him finish out the school year. Y'all, the new preschool has an early childhood teacher in the classroom as well as a speech therapist. All of the children in the classroom do have some speech delays, but they're typically developing children. They're talking way more than Nasim. In his other school, a lot of the kids don't talk very much. And so he doesn't have that model of language throughout the time that he's in the classroom, and that's really what we wanted. We wanted him to be able to model after his typically developing peers. We are loving it. They make him talk because it's a speech preschool. The first day I picked him up, he like pointed out the window and he's like, bus. I was like, oh, what? I had to have him repeat it again. I was like, okay, what did you say? I was like, what is that? And I said, he said bus. And I was like, oh my God.
It's amazing the difference we see in
just a month. Yeah.
It's crazy that environment can just breathe so much positivity and progress in just 1 month.
Yes, Nasim has started saying his colors before, but he's like on point with it. And he now goes around the house just pointing out different things in different colors, like randomly on his own. He's following directions so much better. Also, y'all, the boy is recognizing his name and he knows the letter A. Now, I know that some people are like, oh my gosh, these are like normal things, whatever. But like for Nasim, these are big leaps in the right direction.
I'm so proud of him.
Yeah, I'm so proud of him too.
He's really progressing very well.
The sun is really is aggravating me. It's just so reassuring to see these things happen, because at first we weren't sure if we should pay for preschool. We're like, well, is it worth it? You know, is it just gonna be the same? Is he really gonna make any progress? Is it even gonna be any different? And
completely different.
It's completely different. Like, honestly, paying for preschool or deciding to switch him to a different preschool at least those couple times a week has been phenomenal for his development. And it's only been a month. And that's only 2 days.
2 days a week.
When the summertime hits, he will actually switch to 3 days. So I'll take you over Nasim's whole overview. Nasim is in the first school 2 days a week. At some point when he's there, he gets either physical therapy, occupational therapy, or speech therapy. And at his new school, he has a speech therapist in the classroom. They're working on speech basically throughout the whole like 3 hours that he's there, twice a week. And then one of those days he's pulled out by his speech therapist, and so he has a private speech therapy session. So he's getting like speech therapy like constantly, and it is,
you can tell it's paying off.
Wonderful. Yeah, y'all, I talked a lot, but I wanted to make this video because I feel like it would probably help somebody just to know the experience that we went through. Also, I remember people telling me like, oh, you know, you can't really find a preschool, you know, a lot that will accept children with special needs sometimes because they're not potty trained. No, that is not true. I found several preschools. We didn't put him in them, but as I was looking around, I found several preschools that were willing to accept Nasim, and he wasn't potty trained. Yeah, basically the next year and a half, he'll be going to where he is now. We are totally satisfied with that. So that gives me peace of mind and time to figure out what the next move will be for him, because it was honestly starting to stress me out. I wanted to move forward in my own things, and I just couldn't. Every time I thought we were good, we weren't. Like, I had to go back, I had to research more, I had to call this person, call that person, figure out this, plan for IEPs, talk to the teachers. Like, it was becoming,
it's a full-time job.
A full-time job, and it was honestly stressful. Like, so stressful. So now I'm still, you know, on top of things, but at the same time I can relax a little bit, and I am so grateful for that. I know that this video was all over the place, but I hope that it helps give some type of clarity or insight into somebody who might need it, because honestly the transition is not easy. It's not easy. What do you think?
I don't think it's easy either, man. I think there's a lot to go through anytime you're dealing with these IEPs, and we're seeing that firsthand.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't like it.
I don't like it. I was almost at the point of bringing Nasim home.
Yeah.
And just homeschooling him, which that is not off the table. But at this point, we found a really great fit for him. Whew, y'all. Oh my gosh, that was like a lot.